Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing the readings for air sign. I'm just doing a little five card shuffle for what needs to be done for air signs. That just fell out really quick. Now this deck is by Doreen Virtue and Bradley Valentine. I've had this deck for a very long time. Everything that's going on in the world at the moment, I thought I might do air because we've got a president of the United States of America that is a Gemini. So I'm guessing if he happens to come across my page, it might give some direction of what's going to happen next, or at least the world gets a bit of direction of what happens next. Oh, we've got a Nine of Wands. That's a good card to pull. So in the last 3 years, that talks about creativity, or creating something that's marketable or tangible. That's 3 years ago. It talks about having very good creative talents that have been left idle. Maybe you haven't had time to play with those creativity abilities, or you may have been working on something like this for the last 3 years. You've got strength. It's a Leo card. Now the book I'm going to be working with is called The Tarot Card Companion by Victoria Maxwell. She's got some really good little antidotes on different things that helps me to read these cards. And that's going to pop out. That's just jumped out. Oh, Six of Cups. So you've got, move my crystals a little bit. You have a Three of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Strength card, Six of Cups. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that just jumped out. And then you come out yourself as a Queen of Wands. Where did I put that? Ah, there it is. Now this is Tarot Card Companion that I'll be reading from. It's quite good, and it's got some good insights. So what it's saying is, in the last 3 years, you are doing creative things in your business. In your businesses, you may have creative ventures, or very creative in how you market your potential. You may have a marketing degree. It's talking about the current situation. So that's where we're at now. Three of Pentacles. Earth, Capricorn energy. Work with others to achieve your goals, whether it's moving forward in your career, a creative project, or a big dream you are working on. Manifesting. Ask for support and let others help you. You may be called to help someone else on their path. Use criticism as an opportunity to learn and grow. Learn from those who are more experienced than you. A mentor or a coach can help you get to your next level. Working with others can be the initiation or challenge for you to overcome and grow through some. Collaboration is often essential to manifest your dreams and move forward. It says, I always receive the help I need. I'm open to learning from others, and I draw a mind map or a vision board or a blueprint for something you'd like to create or achieve. My friend used to draw pictures of rings and houses that she'd like, or an island she would like to go to, or a country she would like to go to. And I don't know how she did it, but she always used to draw it in. It used to manifest because she drew it and put it on a vision board and looked at it daily. So that's what it's saying there. And then you've got here the blocks. What is blocking your path is the Nine of Wands. So in the next 9 days, it's talking about your blocks or challenges, whatever you're working to unblock. Yeah, resilience, staying the course, weariness, seeing things through, responsibility, discipline, dedication, persistence, strength in fighting the good fight, determination. It's a fire card. It is it's one of the books I read. It's a mustard seed of the truth. Is what, with a mustard seed of the truth, you are to fight the good fight. if you're feeling weary, he's got, like he's a wounded warrior, I guess what you call him. If you look at that picture, he's got a bandage around his head. He's barely standing up with his staff. So it says it feels like you're tired and you're working very hard for a very long time to manifest or create something that is yet to come to fruition. Keep holding strong. Discipline and responsibility are needed now. There may be things that need your attention that you'd really rather walk away from, but it's important that you show up, stay true to your word, and do what you need to do. Something you may need finishing. Work or creative projects, study, online courses or books you haven't finished. There is magic in seeing things through as getting things done. I recently pulled apart a storage bin. It's been asleep, if you will, for 8 years. And 8 years of anger was stored inside that storage unit, because when I pulled it out, I was angry. All I could feel was anger, sadness. And the first stages of grief is anger, because I had to move from my house 3 weeks before Christmas. It was, and I had kids with me because I couldn't afford to pay my rent anymore, because I had a job that the people didn't have enough staff. They didn't hire enough staff, and I fell apart on the counter. I got very unwell. Couldn't cope with all the people, the stress of moving interstate. There was a lot of things up against me. Moved 3 times within a year. They say if one move is the biggest thing you'll do in a year, I'd moved 3 times that year. Not from my fault, just from circumstances. So it says here, there's magic in seeing things through and getting things done. I'm rewarded when I stay the course. I see things through. How can I stay strong in this situation? What support do I need to make it through this final push? Do something you said you were going to do but haven't got around to it yet. Well, mine is I'm training for City to Surf, so I've got to push myself to go running every second day, even though my knees are killing me because I'm older now. But I've committed to it because I really want to go into it this year, because I lost my auntie in December, and she's all about health and fitness. She's a Virgo. She's always banging on about eating your vegetables and taking vitamins and being healthy, because she was a Virgo. Very fastidious with diet. Always looked after herself. She was an immaculate dresser. Always did nails. She was meticulous. That's a Virgo trait. Attention to detail, and I ended up doing makeup because of it. I got into makeup and beauty therapy because I wanted to be like my Auntie Linda. I used to paint her nails every Saturday with Revlon Red. So this is my, nod to her, that everything she instilled in me as a little girl, she was the reason I got into makeup and hairdressing and all of those things, was because I looked up to her very much so. She's very much a part of my life. But she used to sort of say, when you take something on, you have to stick it through, even if it's hard. And it's always the journey, it's not the end result. Now, the next card you've got, and this is advice. Yeah, this is the strength card. This is you having to be very strong. It's a Leo card, Leo energy. You might have Leo in your chart. They tend to be very pig-headed, and they're very good parents, and they're very good friends. They're very loyal. It's a tiger's eye, so it's represented by tiger's eye. That's for Leo. And the ginger is the oil that represents the Leo energy. It's talking about courage, bravery, vulnerability, courageous heart, confidence, courage to face your challenges head on, perseverance, compassion, patience, mastering emotions, mastering the mind, inner power, self-control, serenity, integrity, and being true to yourself and self-esteem. True strength is not in how physically strong you are, but in vulnerability, in being true to who you are, living with a courageous heart. Your strength is found when you anchor more deeply into love and compassion, stand up for what you believe in, and choose to live by your own moral code. You have the strength and power to overcome any challenges in your life as long as you work on mastering your emotions and your mind. Live a big, bold life. Be strong and proud of who you are, and live with your heart open wide. Share your heart, vulnerabilities, truth, passions, and light with the world. As you activate your inner power, you will inspire so many others to do the same. Whatever you're going through, you will get through it with love and courage. What are my strengths? How can I live with a courageous heart? I have the strength to overcome any challenge or obstacle. I have the courage to live a big, bold, and heart-centered life. Create a simple sigil or symbol to represent a line and draw it on yourself using oil, eyeliner, or a visualization of light when you need courage. So it says you got to have to use your courage. That's the advice. The action card, 1, 2, 3, 4, is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. Talks about children. Something to do with children, or you may be looking back on your past as a child and what values you were taught. But children are part of this reading. Six of Cups. Oh, hang on, Cup 6. There we go. Quartz is the crystal you need for this one. It's Scorpio energy, and it's talking about the sun. Be generous with your love, time, and energy. Send gifts or messages of love and support to old friends. Connect with your inner child. Bring play, fun, and happiness back into your life. Enjoy memories of the good old days and bring those good feelings into the present so you can create more good times here and now. What does my inner child need from me right now? What can I do to support my future self? I am generous with my time, love, and energy. I honour, love, and listen to my inner child. Watch a television show or movie you loved as a child or as a teenager. Then you've got, here's the last card, is the potential outcome is the Queen of Swords, which is, air sign is representing of Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Just went past the King. Queen. A Queen of Swords person is intelligent and wise, knows just about everything and is happy to teach you all they know. They may be a teacher or a wise counsellor, someone others will go to whenever they need help figuring something out in their lives. Queen of Swords people will always tell you like it is, with perhaps a bit of much needed tough love. Their shadow aspect is they can come across as cold, unfeeling or harsh. They may find it difficult to soften their wisdom for those who struggle with cold, hard truths. The truth will set you free, so look honestly at the truth of the situation. Consider the ways in which your actions may be sabotaging or blocking you, and get real with yourself about the changes you need to make to move forward in a positive way. Listen to the voices of reason within you and those from you trust. It may not be comfortable to be confronted with cold, hard truths, but this is often the quickest way through and out of any challenge. You may be called to take on a role as a teacher, advisor, or a guide for others. How can I be honest with myself? How can I be a voice of reason for others? I speak my truth. The truth will set me free. Journal on your truth and the truth behind any current challenges. And I've recently discovered on Facebook, I was watching just the updates when they had the newsfeed came through, and it picked up a building I used to live at. And I was in charge of looking after these international students. So they were children. In my eyes, they were 18 and I was 40-something. And I was there looking after them because I've got a disability support worker degree. And I just looked out for them. I used to buy them vegetables, and because I could tell that they were living off whatever their parents sent over. And then we had the COVID, and so everything was in lockdown. So they had no way of getting money across to them or enough to keep them going. So I used to get these vegetables to try and support them because they like to cook, and that's part of their culture. Because they were one was from China and one was from India, and their big part of their cooking is the vegetables. So I went and got them for them, and it was a way to get to know them and communicate. And it was a nice way to get to know these people from their cooking. I could smell it every afternoon. I was like, oh, what does that smell? Because I wouldn't be eating, because I was at the time in this place, and it was a part of the university. It was an annex of the university, and I was studying, what was I studying? Introduction to Law and Visual Arts and Education. It was the entry level into online learning for university. It's the input. It's like a prerequisite to get into uni. So I did that, and happened to meet these wonderful people. And I was at the time not housed, so I got to be housed as well and got to learn from these international students. But what I'm getting at is I had a dream in 2020 of these crossed keys, and I thought that's weird, because what does that mean? Crossed keys. I thought, does it mean something to do with the monarchy? Or I thought, so I drew a picture, because I've got a journal. I journal everything I see that is a full-on, like a premonition. I get premonitions when I'm asleep. And it was called the Three Keys, or something like that. And I thought, that's weird. What does that mean? Or something like that. It had keys. That was the symbol. And today it came up on the newsfeed that where I used to live, it had been turned into a pub with the keys on the pub and called the something keys. And I think it was 2 or 3 keys. But it came to fruition. It took 7 years for that to happen, but I'd already seen it in a dream. And this is how my mind works. It's I get these random messages and I have to write them down. So what I'm saying to you is you have to journal when you have these abilities, so that you can tick them off as they come true. Now, this other deck I've used is called the Fairy Oracle, The Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. And she's got some beautiful pictures. I was drawn to the pictures. And the first card I pulled out was Glimpse, which talks about kids that are very psychic. So you may be surrounded by children or nieces and nephews or even children of your own that have the same abilities as you do, and you can pick up on each other. I know my son used to find my keys for me every morning. I never knew where to find them, but he knew where to find them. And so he was always good at finding things. I'd be in the car and I'd go, oh, I've lost such and such. He'd go, oh, it's over here. And he'd pick it up and he'd just find it. He just knew where it was in his mind's eye. It is time to cease eating fast food, accepting authorities' messages simply because they are in charge. It is time to find your own inner authority and take action to change the planet in a healthful, healing way. Time to transmute your anger about politics, ego, and repressive regimes by taking meaningful and peaceful action for what you believe in. And this sounds like Trump at the moment. He does not believe in Iran, and he wants to pull down their whole structure system of how they treat their women and the society in general. Seeing straight through illusions and speaking your truth needs to start now. You have been seen by the fairies as one of the evolving human ones, and as such you are responsible to your own inner truth, not to any exterior source of authority. Refuse to be dictated to, protect nature and gentle people, and you will come into happiness and balance, for you are a part of a new world, one which we are currently growing into. The more honest and true you are, the better off this planet and her inhabitants and life forms will be. So this is representing a child that's scouting out for other psychic kids and glimpsing people who have magics like them. New generations are coming and they are willing to share and learn from with them. In truth, of course, we are all magical, but there are also children and young adults today who are more open and ready than the generations before them. The fairies seek these beings so they can establish connections with them. These new children are easy to recognize if you know their signs to look for. They're called indigos. These children are peaceful warriors and activists with a deep love of nature. They are highly sensitive and can discern easily when people are telling them truths or fiction. Some feel they are in an evolutionary leap into what humans are becoming. Ask the fairy and he will say. He may say that the children he's looking out for are simply aware of who they truly are. Older magical ones are more scarred. They have had years of being told they're not normal by society, by education departments, that they have to learn their way, which some kids don't. They're neurodivergent. My children were neurodivergent. I was neurodivergent. But they didn't have a word for it. They just called you slow and stuck you in a slow class. So it's just saying here, be clear and told they are mad, but clear and able to hear and see. These beings will return from the meeting with the scout with a vastly expanded sense of all that is. They will return from the meeting vastly more connected with their own spiritual truths. They will believe their intuition after this meeting. They will know when they are being told the truth and when they are being lied to. These kids can spot a liar a mile away. Then you've got here Into the Woods. This is very interesting because we're in a wild ride at the moment. We don't know what's going to happen next because of the war and everything going on. So that makes perfect sense to pull this card. I pulled these cards for me because I was watching the news, the latest updates with the war, thinking, oh my God, what have we gone into? It's like World War III. It's like another conundrum. It's something I'd already seen in a vision back in 2018. I saw a World War III. I saw no signs of life left if they keep going at the rate that they are going at. So they have to find a way to come to a peaceful resolution, or there'll be no one left on this planet. Okay, so this beautiful fairy seems somewhat fearful as she moves into time. It is time for you to move beyond your shelter, to fly a little further from home, to take a chance and go into a place where you have felt uncomfortable. Things will feel strange and uncomfortable for a time, but you will grow and change and become stronger as a result. This fairy knows there are places she must walk through that are exposed and challenging. She will take great care as she does so, but walk on she will. There is no turning back, and there will be great rewards and flowering of talents and skills as a result of this courage. So a new transition zone, feeling uncertain. Yeah, not fully at home. You have to recreate your life from scratch. Some people have been moved. My son moved to Sydney about 2 weeks ago. It didn't work out, the job, but he's managed to move to a place where he can find work very easily. So in a way, it's the best move he could have made because he's got access to many jobs now that he's living down there. Now the next cards I've got, this is a deck by Colette Baron Reid. I'm going to pull maybe just one because I've already done two from the other one. Okay, what have we got? Coming to Life. Oh, that's a good card. Yeah, if you've been stuck in a place or a job or a relationship that you didn't like, you've just now removed yourself from all that's past and you're coming back to life. Your old self is coming back to life. It's like you've been reborn. You may have been in a funk, depression for quite some time because you're doing the same old thing every day in, day in, out and not getting results that you wanted. So now it's saying that you've unstuck yourself from this situation by moving. It's going to bring everything else back to life. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed a lot of skin and identities and created new ones, or at the very least matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for you, the manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe, and allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. And I've had a problem with my throat for the last 2 days. So if someone out there has been frightened to speak up how they want their life to be and being told how they have to live their life by others, by dictators or by parents or by people that they think they know better for you, but you only know what is good for you. No one else can walk your path. You have to walk it on your own. And your path cannot be the same as the ones that have gone before you. You cannot follow the same path as your parents or your parents' parents or your aunts or your uncles. Everyone's got a different path, and that's what I take from this reading. So if you've made this big, bold decision and you've moved out of your comfort zone, which is what it's saying here, it's good because it's going to get your energy shifted. So when your energy is shifting, you're attracting what you need in your life. And that's all I have for air signs today.